After 60, many men quietly lose healthy blood flow down there, and with it, their confidence. But one simple morning food, clinically shown to improve function in over 70% of older men, can flip your body's nitric oxide switch back on. I'm Dr. Samuel Hartley, with over 25 years in aging nutrition research, and today, I'll show you why the morning is the key time to make this work. By age 60, 6 in 10 men experience slower blood flow down there, silently eroding confidence, affecting relationships, and chipping away at a sense of control over their own body. I've seen patients keep this hidden for years, until they tried one simple morning habit. Within weeks, they felt that strong, steady flow return. Today, I'll share the science, the safe way to do it, and why the morning hours are your golden window for better circulation, though you should always check with your doctor before making any changes to your diet. 1. Why circulation fades after 60. Frank was 68 when he leaned over after a checkup and said quietly, "Doc, I thought morning stiffness was something you kept for life, but mine, well, it's gone." He's not alone. By the time most men reach their 60s, the enzyme that makes nitric oxide, the tiny molecule that tells your blood vessels to open up, can drop by nearly half. And without enough nitric oxide, blood has a harder time reaching everywhere it needs to go. Your muscles, your brain, and yes, there too. Think of your arteries like garden hoses. In your younger years, the nozzle is clean, water gushes through. But over time, oxidative stress and a compound called ADMA start to rust that nozzle. Even when the water pressure's there, the flow is weaker. Add years of quiet inflammation, and the walls of those blood vessels start to stiffen. In the most delicate tissues, the smooth muscle becomes less responsive. Once enough of those muscle cells weaken, blood escapes faster than it enters, a condition researchers call venous leakage. That's why some men notice their hands and feet feel colder. Recovery after exercise takes longer, and intimacy doesn't feel the same. But here's the part most people never hear about. Your body actually has more than one way to make nitric oxide, and one of those pathways can keep working, even when the main one has slowed down with age. In just a moment, I'll show you how a simple morning nutrient can tap into that backup system and help restore the kind of healthy blood flow you haven't felt in years. 2. The L-arginine effect. Now, this is where things start to get exciting, because one of the most powerful ways to boost nitric oxide after 60 doesn't come from a pill or a prescription. It comes from food. Your body needs a raw material called L-arginine to make nitric oxide. Think of it like the gasoline that fuels your nitric oxide engine. Without enough in the tank, that open up signal to your blood vessels gets weaker and weaker. In 2020, researchers ran a clinical trial on men over 60, giving them just 5 grams of L-arginine each morning. Within weeks, their blood flow scores and even their testosterone levels started to improve. 5 grams is about what you'd get from a handful of pumpkin seeds, a small serving of turkey breast, or a cup of cooked lentils. I told Frank to try blending pumpkin seeds into his morning smoothie. Nothing fancy, just a scoop with some berries, almond milk, and a bit of cinnamon. By week 3, he told me, "Doc, I don't know if it's my imagination, but I feel more awake, and my wife says I've got my spark back." The reason the morning matters is simple. That's when your body's nitric oxide levels are naturally at their lowest after a night's rest. Giving it the fuel it needs first thing helps set the tone for better circulation all day. And remember, it's not about eating massive amounts. Consistency is what counts. A small daily dose keeps that nitric oxide engine running. But here's the catch. L-arginine works best when another, often overlooked pathway is also supported. In the next segment, I'll show you the one drink that taps into that backup system, and why it can help even when your main nitric oxide engine is slowing down. 3. Beetroot and the nitrate-nitrite pathway. In segment 1, we talked about your main nitric oxide engine, the one that slows down after 60. In segment 2, we gave it fuel with L-arginine. But what if that main engine is already too worn to run well? That's where your backup system comes in. It's called the nitrate-nitrite pathway, and here's the beauty. It doesn't rely on that aging enzyme at all. Instead, It uses natural nitrates from food, which your body converts into nitrite, and then into nitric oxide. One of the richest sources of these natural nitrates is something you can drink: beetroot juice. In 2019, scientists at the University of Exeter studied older adults who drank just 70 to 140 milliliters of concentrated beetroot juice each morning. Within days, their blood pressure dropped by an average of 6 points, and blood vessel flexibility improved by over 1%. That may sound small, but in vascular health, 1% can be the difference between feeling sluggish and feeling alert. George, a 72-year-old retired carpenter I work with, swapped his usual orange juice for beetroot juice. The first week, he noticed something unexpected. His hands and feet weren't as cold during his morning walk. A few weeks later, he told me, "I didn't think a drink could make that much difference." The key is timing. Drinking it within 30 minutes of breakfast allows the natural nitrates to circulate when your blood flow is most in need of a morning boost. And unlike L-arginine, this pathway still works even if your main nitric oxide production is sluggish. But here's the part most people overlook. There's a way to keep that nitric oxide circulating for longer, so you're not just getting a short burst in the morning. And it involves a food you probably think of as dessert. That's coming up next. 4. Dark chocolate and polyphenols. Now, I promised you a food you probably think of as dessert, and here it is: dark chocolate. This isn't about sugar or candy bars. It's about the rich, bitter kind, 85% cocoa or higher, that's packed with compounds called flavanols. These plant-based polyphenols help your blood vessels relax by increasing the availability of nitric oxide in your system. Here's how it works. Nitric oxide is a bit fragile. Once it's produced, it can be broken down quickly by oxidative stress. Flavanols help protect it, so it stays active longer, which means your improved circulation from L-arginine and beetroot juice doesn't just fade after an hour or two. Back in 2006, a long-term study published in JAMA followed elderly men with higher cocoa intake. Over 15 years, they had lower blood pressure, better vascular function, and, remarkably, lower mortality rates compared to those who ate little or no cocoa. I suggested Frank, remember him from segment 1? Replace his mid-morning cookie with 20 to 40 grams of high cocoa dark chocolate. He told me, "Doc, I thought you were joking, but my wife loves this prescription." Eating it mid-morning, after your L-arginine-rich breakfast and beetroot juice, gives you a 1-2-3 effect. Fuel your nitric oxide engine. Bypass it with the nitrate-nitrite pathway. Protect and extend nitric oxide's life with flavanols. The result? Stronger, longer-lasting blood flow, not just in one part of your body, but from head to toe. But before you rush to the store, there's one popular morning drink many men think is helping their circulation, when in fact, it may be quietly making things worse. We need to clear up that myth next. Imagine starting your day knowing your circulation is on your side again. Your muscles feel stronger, your hands and feet warmer, your confidence quietly restored. You've now got 3 powerful tools: L-arginine to fuel your nitric oxide engine, beetroot juice to bypass and boost it, and dark chocolate to protect it so the benefits last. These aren't gimmicks. They're backed by years of research and proven in the lives of men like Frank and George, who simply built them into their mornings and noticed real changes within weeks. My challenge to you? Pick one of these habits and start tomorrow morning. Keep it going for 14 days, then listen to your body. Often the difference is subtle at first, until one day you realize you've got that steady energy, that natural strength, that spark you thought was gone. If you found this helpful, share which habit you'll try in the comments. And if you want more science-backed ways to stay strong, sharp, and independent after 60, make sure you subscribe to Healthy Aging Hub. Here's to mornings that work for you, in every way that matters.